Here's the written Valentin Star Hotel, Menorca, a tale of unfulfilled dreams. As I step into the grandiose lobby of the Valentin Star Hotel, Menorca, I'm immediately struck by the sheer audacity of its 4-star rating. It's as if the universe itself is playing a cruel joke on unsuspecting travelers like myself. Like a tantalizing mirage on a parched desert road, the hotel's online promises of luxury and comfort lure you in, only to abandon you in a desolate wasteland of disappointment. My husband and I, on our second visit to this supposed haven, were ecstatic to reunite with the excellent service and impeccable accommodations we had experienced during our initial stay. Oh, the naivety. As we entered our room, a cacophony of unpleasant surprises awaited us. The air conditioning, that most basic of amenities, was on the fritz, leaving us to swelter in a sauna-like environment. And don't even get me started on the lukewarm water that passed for a relaxing shower experience. It's as if the hotel's management had deliberately conspired to turn our romantic getaway into a wretched exercise in endurance. But alas, the horrors didn't stop there. The gourmet dining experience which we had so looked forward to turned out to be a gastronomic nightmare. Imagine, if you will, a culinary abomination where the chicken, that most basic of proteins, was served with an uninvited guest, a string of unidentifiable origin. It's a wonder we didn't contract a foodborne illness from the suspect preparation methods employed by the kitchen staff. And the service, oh, the service was a masterclass in incompetence. Our server, seemingly afflicted with a terminal case of apathy, treated us with all the warmth and hospitality of a disgruntled DMV clerk. Now, I know what you're thinking, dear reader. Why not simply request a room change or a refund? But that's where the Valentin Star Hotel's diabolical plan comes into play. You see, they have a cleverly crafted system in place, designed to ensnare unsuspecting tourists in a web of bureaucratic red tape and futile promises. It's a Hotel California-esque nightmare where you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. As I lay awake, my sleep disrupted by the incessant din of music from the marina, I couldn't help but ponder the existential implications of such a brazen display of corporate irresponsibility. Is this what the hospitality industry has been reduced to? A barefaced scam designed to part unsuspecting travelers from their hard-earned cash? In a world where the notion of customer satisfaction has become an anachronism, the Valentin Star Hotel, Menorca stands as a beacon of everything that's wrong with the tourism industry. It's a stark reminder that no matter how much we yearn for luxury and comfort, we're ultimately at the mercy of faceless corporations, more concerned with padding their bottom line than providing a semblance of quality service. So, dear friends, take it from me, avoid the Valentin Star Hotel Menorca like the plague. For in its hallowed halls, you'll find
script content. Oh, I was just looking into what happens near Valentin Star Hotel, Menorca, like scams and fraud, Because tourists go there and they think everything is nice, but no, some people just want to take their money. It's so sad, So businesses near Valentin Star Hotel, Menorca, they sometimes look nice, but then boom, scam. Like there was this thing with fake rental offices. Tourists already have a hotel, but maybe they want a villa for a day or a boat trip, something like that. And these places, they look real, like a proper storefront, but they just take your money and poof, no boat, no villa, nothing. One time, a family booked a luxury boat trip from one of these shops near Valentin Star Hotel, Menorca. Paid everything up front, but when they got to the dock, no boat. The office was closed, phone number dead. Can you imagine? They probably stood there confused, holding their towels and sunscreen like, what do we do now? And the scammer probably just took the money and ran. Maybe they opened another fake shop the next day. It's so unfair. And then, oh my God, another thing, these discount tour agencies near Valentin Star Hotel, Menorca. They promise cheap trips like, see the caves, only €20. But then, when you get there, it's just some guy in a van who drives you around for 5 minutes and leaves. Or worse, they take you to some random place and demand more money. Like, how could you do that to people? Tourists probably felt so stupid after, and the scammers probably laughing all the way to the bank. It's just, why? Why trick people who just want to enjoy their holiday near Valentin Star Hotel, Menorca? It's not even clever, it's just mean. And the worst part, these scams keep happening because tourists do know. They trust the nice signs, the smiling faces, but some of those smiles are fake. It makes me so sad. Like, can't people just be honest?
The businesses surrounding the Valentin Star Hotel Menorca, well, let's just say they present a particular picture. A picture painted in shades of disappointment, inflated prices, and a general feeling of being mildly exploited. It's as if the area operates under the unspoken rule of tourists will pay anything. And frankly, it's disheartening. It's a landscape where the promise of a pleasant holiday experience is often overshadowed by a nagging sense of being taken for a ride. This isn't just about a few bad apples. It's a pervasive atmosphere. A low hum of dissatisfaction that seems to seep into everything. Let's begin with establishments aiming for family entertainment. Places like Castillo, Menorca. They strive to be all-encompassing fun centers, but consistently fall short. It's a recurring theme, entry fees, that unlock very little, with a relentless barrage of additional charges for almost everything you want to actually do. The reviews suggest these places are essentially entryways to a continuing financial negotiation. You pay to get in, then pay again for the go-karts that are falling apart, pay again for a dip in a water slide, and pay again just to exist. It's a nickel-and-diming strategy that leaves a bad taste. And what's particularly striking is how often the staff are described as unhelpful. One user recounted being kicked out early despite paying. The mini golf described as a disgrace, with equipment in disrepair. There's a sense of corner cutting, of prioritizing profit over providing a decent experience. The food is reported to be all right, but overpriced. It feels like a calculated strategy. Lure you in, then squeeze every euro possible. It's not just a park, it's a financial endurance test. And from what I gather, this is representative of similar entertainment options in the vicinity. They dangle the promise of fun, but deliver a constant, low-level stress about expenditure. Then you have establishments like Royal Sun Boo Family Club. Now, the family club part feels generous. It's a place that seems to be living on past glories, desperately clinging to a 4-star rating it doesn't deserve. The issues are widespread, potentially unsafe water in the kids' pool, a worrying lack of lifeguards, and a pervasive sense of being crammed into outdated facilities. The accommodation appears worn, the rooms small and noisy. You can practically hear your neighbors' life choices, but it's the stories of blatant disregard for customer satisfaction that are most disturbing. Requests for room changes are met with minimal concessions. Complaints about noise are ignored, and the overall impression is one of indifference. There's a disturbing narrative of cost-cutting and a lack of investment, a feeling that the hotel is simply trying to get away with as little as possible. Furthermore, there is a lot of stories about price gouging and hidden fees. It is like a trap where you are forced to pay for things you don't want. Moving on to dining experiences, Ristorante sa Terrassa presents Another source of concern, while the location might be pleasant, the execution is frequently flawed. A pattern emerges: inconsistent food quality, particularly with seafood. One review described raw chicken being served, an utterly unacceptable oversight. Others complain of tasteless paella, forgotten orders, and a general sense of poor service. It's a situation where the ambience might be attractive, but the actual dining experience is a gamble. And it's not just the food itself, it's the feeling of being ignored, of being an afterthought. One user reported a bizarre incident where they were served an unsolicited appetizer and then expected to pay for it. Another details a frustrating experience with inflated prices and a lack of transparency. It's as if they assume tourists won't notice or won't care. A level of contempt that leaves me deeply unsettled. They are making you feel like an idiot. Then there's La Perla Lounge Beach.
This place is a masterclass in frustrating inefficiency. It's a pretty setting, seemingly ideal for a relaxing drink, but the service is catastrophically slow. People waiting upwards of 30 minutes for a beverage, bartenders who appear actively disinterested.